Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 114th NASTA Western Stock Show as we celebrate the best 16 days in January and, of course, the Super Bowl of livestock shows with tonight's Junior Market Steer Championship Drive. Folks, are you ready to see who's going to be crowned Grand Reserve Grand Champion Market Steer? Well, I'd like to introduce the Junior Auction Committee. If you would please stand, they're led by our Chairman, Bruce Wagner, and Co-Chair, Bob Haycoop. The members of the committee include Joe Adams, Paul Andrews, Randy Block, Jim Cage, Rita Carey, Justin Cumming, Mariel Courier, Lee Daly, John DeLaSalle, Brett Fox, Seth Grant, Mike Harry, Dave Hartzell, Steve Holdren, Jennifer Holt, Martin Hummel, Blake Hutchinson, Buck Hutchinson, John Corey, Rod Merchant, Joe O'Day, Beth Ann Powers, Brownwin Pepple, Colette Ratcliffe, Tom Romer, Dave Sogg, Don Thorne, Travis Vallon, and Sean Wardlewee. How about a hand for our 2020 Junior Auction Committee? Some other folks would like to recognize this evening that are with us. NASTA Western Stock Show President and CEO, Paul Andrews. NASTA Western Stock Show Senior Director of Livestock Operations, Marshall Ernst. NASTA Western Stock Show Livestock Coordinators, Aaron Dorsey and Clancy Anderson. We'd also like to recognize our Junior Market Steer Showmanship winners from last night. Your Junior Champion, Haley Benson of Rock Springs, Wyoming. Reserve Champion Junior, Sierra Collins of Chattanooga, Oklahoma. Intermediate Champion, Isabel Lowry of Helena, Montana. The Reserve, Tyson Goretzka of Corydon, Iowa. Your Senior Champion, Cameron Choate of Hubbard, Texas. And the Reserve, Paige Miller of Torrington, Wyoming. Let's give our showmanship winners in the Market Steer Contest another big round of applause, please. We'd also like to recognize the royalty that's here with us tonight, Miss Rodeo America, Jordan Tierney, Miss Rodeo Wyoming, Rachel Durner, and Miss Rodeo Colorado 2020, Haley Fredrickson. Thank you, ladies. Now it's my honor to introduce to you Paul Andrews, NASTA Western Stock Show President and CEO with the Stowe Whitwer Award.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your great support and passion for the National Western Stock Show, and thank you for the careers you've all chosen in the world of agriculture. Today we celebrate the Stowe Whitwer Legacy Award, which is given out each year to an individual that has demonstrated a long-term commitment to youth livestock programs, a close involvement with the National Western Stock Show, and continuing support of youth or livestock programs in this region. This year's winner is Dave Bachman. Dave grew up west of Golden on his family's cattle ranch, where he actively participated in 4-H, FFA, and high school rodeo, graduating from Golden High School in 1977. He went on to Northeastern Junior College and Colorado State University. Dave was a successful member of the livestock judging teams, graduating with a bachelor's degree in vocational ag in 1982. Dave has always been involved with 4-H and FFA. He was a vocational ag instructor, FFA advisor for 3 years. He was involved with 4-H in Boulder County as a 4-H leader for 35 years. He was involved in the Junior Market Sale Committee chair and sheep superintendent for many years, and livestock judging team coach for 10 plus years, with his team taking first in the state championship at the 4-H State Conference in Fort Collins. Dave's first year at the National Western Stock Show was 1987, working the night shift in the satellite office. He then went on to be the Open Cattle Show Coordinator for 15 years. This will be his 17th year as Livestock Superintendent and 33rd year at the National Western Stock Show. Join me in a round of applause for Dave Bachman, the Stoneware Legacy Award winner. Dave, congratulations, my friend. We got to take a little photo right here.
Folks, how about one more big hand for Mr. Dave Bachman? Congratulations, Dave, and thank you, Mr. Andrews. Now it's my honor to introduce to you the 3 junior market steer judges. Our first judge of the 3 is Blake Nelson of Platte City, Missouri. Blake is the Executive Vice President of the American Maine As You Association. He grew up on a small eastern Oklahoma commercial cow-calf operation. As a junior exhibitor, he showed Brangus and Key cattle. He started his collegiate experience at Connors State College and finished at Oklahoma State University, where he was a member of the championship livestock judging teams and worked with both of the school's cattle operations. After graduation, he had the opportunity to go back to Connors in 2000 and be an instructor and livestock judging coach. From 2005 to 15, he was the Connors State College Director of Farm Operations and Livestock Coordinator position, which involved overseeing the bull test station, 250 head cow herd, the beef show team, and was working with the nationally competitive livestock judging team as well. Blake has production experience working with many breeds. Personally, Mr. Nelson feels privileged to judge many shows per year. Some notable shows that he's judged include the American Royal, the North American, the National Western, the Texas Majors, as well as the Junior Nationals for the Angus, Beefmaster, Hereford, Santa Gertrudis, Red Angus, and Gelbvieh breeds. Personally as well, Blake and his wife Ruth have been blessed with 2 children, Paisley 12 and Brigham 8. His kids are very active in 4-H and showing cattle in the state of Missouri. Folks, put your hands together for our first judge, Blake Nelson, Platte City, Missouri. Our second judge within the 3-judge panel includes Mark Core from Pleasantville, Iowa, graduate of Iowa State University. Mark grew up on a diverse central Iowa cattle, hog, and crop farm. Early years were focused mainly on raising Maine As You seed stock, but they, along with their son-in-law and daughters, are now diversified, raising Simmental, Charolais, Maine As You, and Angus show heifers. Mark is currently the Executive Vice President of Marketing at Vermeer Manufacturing in Pella, Iowa. Folks, how about your hands together for our second judge, Mark Core from Pleasantville, Iowa. And last but surely not least, our third judge in the panel is Gerald Buck from Medill, Oklahoma. He owns and operates Buck Cattle Company with his wife Brenda and his daughter Bailey. He attended Oklahoma State University. They raise Maine As You and Hereford cattle and also have bucking bulls. He's judged numerous state fairs and national shows across the United States. Folks, put your hands together for our third judge, Gerald Buck from Medill, Oklahoma. They will be evaluating they evaluated today 131 head in 12 classes, and they were scored using the American Association's 3-judge platform. Now it's my distinct honor and privilege to introduce to you our lineup that are going to be competing for the Grand Reserve Grand Champion slots. Introducing the second place animals and exhibitors. From Class 1, second place, mag tag 7112 with a weight of 1187, Gentry Chisholm, Abernathy, Texas. From Class 2, second place, 7335, Amelia Willis, Waverly, Ohio, the weight 1255. Class 3, second place, 7219, Denver McKay from Orlando, Oklahoma, the weight 1299. Class 4, second place, 7058, Kelton Arthur, Stillwater, Oklahoma, the weight 1308. Second place from Class 5, 7305, Seth Tucker, Lindsay, Oklahoma, the weight 1332. From Class 6, second place, 7142, Michaela Grady, Grandview, Texas, the weight 1363. Class 7, second place, 7120, Sierra Collins, Chattanooga, Oklahoma, the weight 1377. Class 8, second place, 7252, Stiles Patton, Taylor, Texas, the weight 1419. Class 9, second place, 7306, Georgia Tusa from Regan, Texas, the weight 1439. Class 10, second place, 7152, Nalani Geyer, Flat Rock, Illinois, the weight 1450. Class 11, second place, 7284, Avery Shala, Riverside, Iowa, the weight 1480. And from Class 12, second place, 7098, Clayton Brimmer, Redfield, Iowa, the weight 1569. Folks, put your hands together for our second place finishers in each of our classes, please. Thank you. And now, here comes the first place finishers in each of our 12 classes. First place in Class 1, 7268, Nash Richardson, Yuma, Colorado, the weight 1215. Class 2, first place, 7114, Cameron Choate, Hubbard, Texas, the weight 1255. Class 3, first place, 7085, Cutter Bland, Slayton, Texas, the weight 1285. Class 4, first place, 7089, Alyssa Burson, Zeeland, Michigan, the weight 1320. Class 5, first place, 7150, Ashton Geyer, Flat Rock, Illinois, the weight 1330. Class 6, first place, 7177, Jagger Horn, Anson, Texas, the weight 1344. Class 7, first place, 7136, Tommy Glover, Elgin, Oklahoma. Class 8, first place, 7065, Abby Bell, Bristow, Oklahoma, the weight 1419. Class 9, first place, 7274, Peyton Rogers, Savannah, Missouri, the weight 1425. Class 10, first place, 7207. It is Isabel Lowry, Helena, Montana, the weight 1465. Class 11, first place, 7127, Kyle Fox, from Kimmerer, Wyoming, the weight 1495. And lastly, first place from Class 12, 7301, Shay Stone, Eaton, Colorado, the weight 1539. As our judges evaluate their selections for Grand and Reserve Grand Champion, I'd like to take a moment and recognize tonight's ring stewards that's helped us throughout today's show and are in the ring right now helping us out. I'd like to thank Sarah Shields, Joe Epperly, Taylor Dorsey, Lindsay Utter, and Ashley Anderson. You bet, folks. Give them a round of applause, please, for working the ring. Now, the last Western Stock Show has a Charles E. Kirk Memorial Buckle that'll go to the winner of the Grand Champion Market Steer. The Denver Agriculture and Livestock Club will present a plaque to the winner of the Grand Champion Market Steer in commemoration of John T. Kane III, former general manager of the National Western for many years. This plaque will be inscribed with the winner's name and will remain on public display throughout the year here at the National Western Stock Show. When the time comes to present the DALC Award, we have Ben Duke and Steve Circle here. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us tonight. Tonight, the 2020 National Western Grand Champion Junior Market Steer will be presented the Nick Ryman Bronze Memorial Traveling Trophy. In April of 2014, the cattle industry lost a great young champion cattleman, Nick Ryman, in a tragic plane accident. Nick had an intense passion for all he did, including farming and ranching, but his real love was the show cattle industry. Nick traveled the country attending livestock shows and sales, meeting new people, making friends, and educating the youth on tricks and trades of the business. When the time comes to present the Nick Ryman Bronze Memorial Traveling Trophy, his father and his mother are here. How about a hand for Kent and Nora Ryman? And for those exhibitors, just a quick reminder, any of the exhibitors that want to compete in the steer fitting contest, which is tomorrow afternoon, you need to make sure you stop by the Sullivan's trailer and sign up. That's the fitting contest tomorrow afternoon. So once again, we're going to turn the mics over to our judges when they are ready. Our three judges, once again, Mark Coor from Pleasantville, Iowa, Jewel Buck from Madill, Oklahoma, and Blake Nelson of Platte City, Missouri. Folks, put your hands together for this grand champion lineup right out in front of you right now, and our three judges. Whenever they're ready, it's yours. The mic is yours.
Okay. She's on.
Well, folks, what a steer show that we've had today. Tremendous animals and several back in the barn. Let's give these kids, their families, everyone involved, just bringing us a tremendous show. You know, this is one of those things where, as I stated earlier, the opportunity to judge at Denver is always an honor. It doesn't matter what you're sorting. This is the Super Bowl. But to get to judge the Market Steer Show is truly one of the greatest feats I've ever had. You know, my first National Western as a kid was in '93, so I hadn't been coming quite as long as some folks, but since that point I haven't missed one, and I always thought, man, it'd be really neat to get to sort something on the hill. This is actually my first time sorting on the hill. I've judged in the yards before, but to get to do it with the steer show, again, tremendous honor. Getting to do it with two people that I look up to me, are icons in our industry, from just a cattle standpoint and cattlemen, but also I look up to them in terms of just being good people. Good husbands, good fathers, good business folks, and really feel fortunate to call them friends. So that's been a true honor for me to work with them out here today. Getting to do this show has been extremely neat in the three-man system, seeing how that all worked out. I do want to thank the National Western, all their crew, Aaron, Marshall, the whole crew that had us out. We appreciate them for having us, and to me, we're lucky. We live in a country where we get to come and enjoy this and do it freely, and get to participate in such an event with our friends and family. It's just, there's nothing like it. And if you would, let's give the National Western crew a big round of applause. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize my crew back home. I'm very fortunate and blessed to have a great wife that's very supportive, that lets me do my job every day and get to come and judge shows. And of course my kids, the greatest blessings in my life for sure. I want to say hi to them back home. I love you. I appreciate you guys. You know, all last week when I was out here for our shows in the yards and on the hill, it was significantly colder in Missouri, and it never fails, something happens when Dad's gone, and they just plug right through it and make it work, and I appreciate them. Guys, again, thank you so much for the honor. It's truly been a privilege. Phenomenal set of cattle, great set of kids. Thanks again for having me.
Well, I've got to say it's been great honor just be invited with the opportunity to evaluate your juniors at market steers. I guess I can tell my age here a little bit, but I've been coming to the National Western for 39 years, and I can tell you right now that I never dreamed that I would have an opportunity to evaluate your market steers, and it's a huge honor to me. I always said if you went to one stock show a year, you would go to Denver, and it doesn't matter. We've been here I went home for a couple of days, which was nice, but we've been out here for 2 weeks, and we exhibited cattle in the yards. We had cattle on the hill, and I'm going to tell you, just like everybody else, we had a great year this year. But I promise you, in those 39 years, there was multiple years that we went home thinking we've got to do better. We've got to work harder. We've got to improve things. And that's what I say to these young people. You know, you don't give up. You know, this industry is like no other industry in the world. There's not another industry that cares more about taking care of animals and producing great young people than this livestock industry. And I think that's just overwhelming of the quality of young people that come out of this program each year. We use these cattle to raise these young people, and there's not another industry like it. And I think you can give yourselves a round of applause for that. It is amazing. As I said, it's certainly an honor for me, and I appreciate the National Western for asking me and inviting me out. I too have an awesome family, an awesome crew. We're all at home. My daughter grew up through all this, and I promise you she's watching on the internet right now, and she'll critique me when we get done. But you know, it's an awesome experience. And I just want all you young people to be sure and go back home and say thank you to the people at home that make things happen. It's not cheap to come to Denver, I promise you, but it's worth every penny of it. The cattle have been awesome. We've had some differences through the day, but we've never had anything that was ground shaking to any of us. We thought that all of it fit together really good. It's an honor for me to have an opportunity to work with these two gentlemen. I have the most respect for them. I've known them for years. They're great cattlemen. They're great individuals, and it's an honor for me to have an opportunity to work with them. Thanks to one and all. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'll promise you, you're going to like our champion reserve is all I got to tell you.
Three judges take a lot of time. I'm the sad one because this is my second year, because this has been just a phenomenal privilege. It's been phenomenal to challenge my mind through great cattle the last couple years, knowing in both times that I was standing next to high quality, very talented people that would also be placing these cattle and would challenge my abilities perhaps and how I line those up. And certainly thanks these folks over here. If you've never managed a show, which I haven't, but I happen to be married to one that did, you don't comprehend the tough decisions that they have to make and the hard work that they have to put in to get these shows to the point that they are. We just see perhaps the bad things when we're exhibitors. If we choose to do that, or the decisions we don't like, we don't understand and respect the great decisions that they do with confidence and what they have to do for these young people to be able to do what they do. Let's give them a round of applause for sure. So this hit me the other night. Deb and I started a church faith-based series. I don't need it, but Deb does, and I didn't want her to drive there by herself. And so we started this class, and in the first night, the facilitator handed us a paper and said, write an invitation to something that would be incredible for you, a happy place. And of course, Denver was on my mind a little bit, and it hit me, and I wrote down my happy place would be a 12-hour drive from home to Denver with my mom and my dad and my brother. And it doesn't seem odd to most of you. Those that know me know that they have all passed away. And it really hit me to think about what I would ask them for 12 hours. The things that I never slowed down to be able to talk to them about real serious, real deep, rich things that are important. You know, and I'm all about hard work and I'm all about competition for sure. But I challenge each and every one of you as families and friends and competitors to have deep and rich and thoughtful conversations with each other while you can. The Ryman family doesn't get to do that with Nick anymore. The Fry family doesn't get to do that with Rick. The Long family doesn't get to do that with Sammy, and I don't get to do that with my family. And I miss that opportunity perhaps at times. God did not put us here only to chase banners. He put us here to create joy and to be good people around others and love the people that we get an opportunity to be around. You can load up tonight and you could go home and be bitter if you didn't win, or you can choose, like we can choose each and every day, to be better. Bitter or better. I can hear the conversations now. I don't understand how Gerald's been so successful, or really Blake runs a breed association, or Cora wasn't any better this year than last. That could be your conversation, or you could choose to have really good conversations while you have the opportunity with the people that you love. That's my challenge for you. These cattle are awesome. These two are awesome. Those show organizers are awesome. We're going to find you a champion steer. Thank you.
Once again, those comments from our three judges: Mark Core, Pleasantville, Iowa; Gerald Buck, Madill, Oklahoma; and Blake Nelson from Plant City, Missouri. Grand champion market steer for the 2020 National Western Stock Show comes out of class number 5, 7150 Ashton Geyer, Flat Rock, Illinois, the weight 1330. That'll move 7305 Seth Tucker from Lindsay, Oklahoma, with the weight 1332 in the consideration reserve. Just a quick reminder to exhibitors that make the sale and those participating in the Premier Exhibitor Contest, there's a meeting following this selection right here behind the stands as soon as the reserve grant has been picked. And the reserve grand champion market steer for the 2020 National Western comes from class 6 at 7177 Jagger Horn, Anson, Texas, weight 1344. Congratulations to our grand champion, our reserve grand champion, and thanks once again to our judges, Mark Core, Gerald Buck, and Blake Nelson. Don't forget, exhibitors, we have a sale qualifier and premier exhibitor meeting behind the announcer stand in the green seats behind me. Thank you, folks. Coming up yet this evening here in the State Marina, we've got the Highland Show, Highland Junior Breeding Heifer Show, and Steers and Prospect Heifer Show.